This week we have been looking in Genesis chapter 7, the second chapter in Genesis that talks about the flood. And yesterday we talked about some of the difficulties and the complexities in the narrative and all the repetition and what that points to. Today I want to actually jump to the New Testament and look at how Jesus uses the flood story to talk about his own return. So I want to read from Matthew chapter 24. Beginning in verse 36. This is Jesus. Quote, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father, as it was in the days of Noah. So it will be at the coming of the Son of Man. For in the days before the flood, people were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, up to the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away. That is how it will be in the coming of the Son of Man. 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken, the other will be left. 2 men will be grinding with a hand mill. One will be taken, the other left. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know on what day the Lord will come." So this passage is in the last part of the extended discourse that Jesus gives in Matthew's gospel. He's on his way to the cross. He's been telling lots of parables. He's been talking about the coming of the Son of Man, which he sort of relates to the whole advent of the coming of the kingdom. And Jesus had begun his ministry, of course, talking about the coming of the kingdom. And so he's teaching his disciples about his return. And he uses some illustrations, some imagery of the flood to drive that home. And the big takeaway is that it's going to come unexpectedly, just as the flood came, and that we need to be vigilant. So we're told by Jesus to keep watch. So we should keep watch. Now, there's a sense in which some people get all up in arms about this, or all nervous, and they're very engaged in the idea that, everything is in place and Jesus is going to return. Okay, well, at some point, that will be right. I believe in Jesus' return, for sure. But there's a lot of people who seem to think that that is all about looking at, the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, and other things, and trying to figure out the signs and the times. And Jesus says right here, nobody knows, not even the Son of Man. So I think the keep watch is a little bit less about looking for clues, and it's more about being vigilant, keeping watch of your own life, making sure that we're doing what we need to be doing. And Noah is a guy who has a great reputation on this. Throughout the flood story, what we keep being told is that he obeys God's commands. He's not distracted. He worked diligently. He was ready when the flood came. So we should do the same, knowing that God will preserve us through whatever comes, through whatever judgment, right? We have no need to fear the future. It could be hard, could be difficult. There could be persecution and trials. This ends well. We know how the story ends, and so there's no need to sweat what comes next. But do keep watch. Be vigilant. Have a good day.